Investment banking is a division of banking that focuses on lending money and giving both individuals and companies financial guidance. Investment banks act as a middleman between companies seeking financing and investors prepared to back their claims. Investment bankers help organizations with activities like raising money and combining with other companies by utilizing their expertise in the financial services industry, analytical brilliance, and persuasive communication abilities. Investment banking is one of the few professions that draws the brightest minds, and it's proven to be a rewarding career path for many people. Anyone can thrive in this field and make a lot of money out of it with a lot of hard work and effort. We take a look at the 10 wealthiest investment bankers and how they made their billions. Number 10. John Paulson. American billionaire hedge fund manager John Paulson. Using credit default swaps, he amassed a fortune in 2007 against subprime mortgages. Since 1994, he served as the company's CEO and earned $4 billion in that period. He graduated from New York University with a degree in finance and earned an MBA from Harvard Business School. He's thought to be worth $2 billion in wealth. Paulson declared in July 2020 that he would be giving money back to investors and transforming his hedge fund into a family business. At its peak, Paulson's hedge fund controlled $36 billion. At the end of 2018, their combined value was only about $6 billion. Paulson, a native of Queens, worked for a number of companies before starting Paulson & Co., including Boston Consulting Group and Bear Stearns. Number 9. Andre Estevez. At a Brazilian investment bank called Pactual, Andre Estevez started his career as an intern, before eventually taking over the institution. In order to create the Brazilian subsidiary of Swiss banking behemoth UBS Pactual, he sold Pactual to them in 2006 for $3.1 billion. He then oversaw the sale of UBS Pactual to the investment company BTG and assumed the roles of CEO and chairman of the board for the newly formed business. Estevez was detained in November 2015 on suspicion of hindering an investigation into corruption at Petróleo Brasileiro SA, a state-owned oil business. He studied at Rio de Janeiro's Federal University and is worth $5 billion. Number 8. Leon Black. Apollo Global Management, a private equity company that oversees more than $470 billion in assets, was founded by Leon Black. As of March 2021, he has since resigned from his roles as chairman and CEO. Black graduated from Dartmouth College with a BA in philosophy and history in 1973 and from Harvard University with an MBA in 1975. Leon Black left the company he co-founded after being accused of having connections to Jeffrey Epstein, a sexual offender who trafficked young girls. According to the 2020 probe, he is accused of giving Epstein $158 million, as opposed to the expected $50 million. A Russian model has also accused Leon Black of sexual harassment. His net worth is thought to be $8.9 billion. In addition to a $28 million London flat, he also owns a townhouse on the Upper East Side of New York City, a $38 million Beverly Hills estate spread, a Bedford home, and a home on Meadow Lane in the Hamptons. Number 7. Jorge Paulo. Brazilian billionaire businessman and investment banker Jorge Paulo. In 1961, he graduated with a BA in economics from Harvard University. He established GP Investimentos, a private equity firm that purchased stock in 2 Brazilian breweries, Brahma Beer and Companhia Antarctica Paulista, which later became Ambev. Ambev and Interbrew of Belgium eventually amalgamated in 2004. The merged company that acquired American brewer Anheuser-Busch in 2008 saw its stock price increase, making the 3 businesses the largest brewers in the world. Paulo's net worth is $14.9 billion. As part of the roughly $100 billion acquisition of SABMiller by AB InBev in 2016, brands like Pilsner, Urkel, and Foster's Lager were included. Lehman and his business partners also have stock in Restaurant Brands International, the company that owns Burger King and the Tim Hortons coffee shop chain in Canada. H.J. Heinz & Company was acquired in 2013 by Warren Buffett's Berkshire Hathaway and Lehman's private equity company 3G Capital. Then Kraft and Heinz amalgamated. With a net worth of $14.9 billion, it's safe to say there won't be anyone starving or thirsty in his family. Number 6. Peter Kellner. By the time of his passing in 2021, Peter Kellner had an estimated net worth of $18.4 billion. He founded and is the primary stakeholder of investment fund PPF, which owns a 98% ownership in the biggest insurance firm in the Czech Republic. Other assets owned by Kellner include a sizable investment in Komerční banka, a stake in the publicly traded telecom company O2 Czech Republic, stakes in commercial real estate, and PPF Bank. He purchased a Boeing in 2010 to use as his business aircraft. Additionally, he owned one of the largest collections of Joseph Sudek's pictures. Number 5. Ray Dalio. American investor, entrepreneur, and hedge fund manager, Ray Dalio has been co-chief investment officer of Bridgewater Associates, the biggest hedge fund in the world since 1985. After receiving his MBA from Harvard Business School in 1973, he founded Bridgewater Associates in 1975 in New York City. 10 years later, the World Bank's retirement fund invested $5 million in the company. Bridgewater was even one of the largest hedge funds and insurance firms by the year 2013. In the field of finance, Ray is regarded as one of the most influential pioneers. He popularized a number of current best practices, such as currency overlay, global inflation indexed bond management, risk parity, and portable alpha. In addition, Dalio is the author of Principles, Life and Work, a best-selling business book on Amazon and a New York Times bestseller about corporate management and investment philosophy. It was even referred to as a gospel of radical transparency on the New York Times bestseller list. Ray has an estimated net worth of $22 billion and was listed as the 46th richest person in the world by Forbes in 2020. He claims that Bridgewater Associates is a global macro firm that makes investments based on market patterns such as GDP growth, fluctuating exchange values, and inflation. Number 4. Joseph SAFRA. Swiss financier and multi-billionaire businessman Joseph SAFRA. His estimated net worth was $22.8 billion when he passed away on December 10, 2020. Chiquita, SAFRA Group, Banco SAFRA, J. SAFRA Saracen, and SAFRA National Bank of New York were among SAFRA's corporate holdings. He spent more than $1 billion to purchase London's Gherkin skyscraper in 2014. 2019 saw the Mayor of London reject SAFRA's plan to erect a stunning skyscraper. In 2017, Joseph SAFRA was named in a Brazilian corruption investigation involving bribes paid to Brazil's Administrative Council of Tax Appeals, or ACTA, totaling roughly $4 million. This was in return for a successful appeal involving CARF fines. Number 3. Jim Simmons. A renowned quantitative investor is Jim Simmons. His estimated net worth as of July 2022 is $25 billion. He established the New York-based quantitative hedge fund Renaissance Technologies. Simon's fund makes investing advantages from market inefficiencies by using mathematical models and algorithms. Simons earned a mathematics degree from the Massachusetts Institute of Technology and a PhD in the subject from the University of California. Number 2. Ken Griffin. Ken Griffin is an American hedge fund manager, business owner, and investor who was born on October 15, 1968. He serves as Citadel LLC's CEO and main shareholder, which is a global hedge fund and provider of financial services. Griffin owns 85% of the business, which manages more than $50 billion in assets. The biggest market maker in the US, Citadel Securities, is also owned by the American. Ken Griffin started building his vast real estate empire in 2012. In South Florida, he paid almost $250 million for a 17-acre parcel and $99.13 million for a 3.7-acre parcel. In addition, he owns a $122 million London home and a $238 million New York penthouse, and 4 floors of a condo building in Chicago for $58 million. Griffin earned an economics degree from Harvard College. His net worth was $29 billion as of 2022. In addition to this, he owns personal houses worth more than $1 billion and an art collection worth $800 million. Number 1. Nathaniel Rothschild. Nathaniel Rothschild is at the top of our list of investment bankers with cash on hand. Mr. Rothschild is a financier from the well-known Rothschild family who was born in Britain and now resides in Switzerland. Nathaniel has a highly impressive background. He's a chairman of the UK-listed firm Volex plc. The individual has a highly diverse variety of international business interests. He's shown himself to be a guy with a plan by joining Lazards, a fund manager, and then moving on to Gleacher, a corporate finance company currently owned by NatWest. In 2000, Rothschild held a number of positions, including a 50% stake in NR Investments. In the year 2000, the hedge fund Atticus Management and Atticus Capital managed assets of approximately £320 million. Just goes to show how active this man has always been. One of the most well-known names in the field of investment banking was the Rothschild family, who may have once amassed a wealth of $1 trillion, according to some sources. That's incredible. With an estimated net worth of $5 billion, Nathaniel Rothschild is among the finest investment bankers to have ever existed. Through his deeds and those he loves, he carries the lessons of his life and the history of his family. Through NR Investments Limited, his primary investment firm, the Observer said that Rothschild's actual fortune was rumored to be worth $40 billion and was hidden in a labyrinth of trusts in Switzerland. Of course, this is in addition to the £500 million inheritance he had previously claimed. These figures are crazy. Investment bankers are a remarkably rich group of people who owe their success to their advanced degrees and persistent investing. They're among the wealthiest persons in the world according to their combined net worth of billions of dollars.